Hi guys, check this out. This is how this gun's come to me. It needs to be reassembled and put together and cooked off, and came to me in pieces. What this is, it's an Italian Vetterli. Now, the Italian Vetterli started in 1870. Caliber was 10.4 by 47R. It was a rimmed cartridge, 47 millimeters long, and 10.4 millimeter in diameter, old black powder cartridge. And it was a single shot, so it had this massive bolt. I don't have the bolt here, and the shroud at the back, and it was a single shot. Let me hold it together, show you what it looked like. And then in 1887, these were upgraded to or developed into a repeating rifle, and it had a big magazine that hung out the bottom, yeah, and it had a funny loading clip that was made out of a piece of wood and some spring metal that you would force down the top and then feed that magazine. This was Italy's service rifle, and then in 1891, Italy adopted the Carcano in 6.5, and these were essentially then taken out of service, or put to the rear guard. And then in 1915, Italy converted a bunch of these. Some sources say 400,000, I don't know, of these to 6.5 by 52 Carcano, and this is what this is. So this is one of the 1915 conversions to 6.5 Carcano. All I can say is your faith has got to be very strong if you want to shoot a smokeless cartridge out of this. This is so typical of the black powder era that they were taking a massive chance in making this a smokeless rifle. So the barrel, there's no recoil lug. The barrel lugs in there just like a muzzle loader, and it slots into that hole with that lug, and then the barrel band holds it down, just like on a muzzleloader you'd have the wedge that would key in there, and then the wedge would hold it down. In this case, it would key in there, and the barrel band would hold it down. So, like you can see, there's no recoil lug or anything on here. That's all that there is. So what the Italians did was, you can see there's a join line over there, and that's where that massive 10.4 cartridge had magazine box went in there. They made fillers like that, and those fillers come in from the top, and they fill up that magazine well, because the Carcano is just a kind of a regular bottleneck cartridge, and then this is a magazine box, like a Carcano magazine box, and then that would sit in there, and those fillers just filled that up. This one came, both these were loose and fell out of the gun. I've already put that one back with Acroglass, the left hand side one. I've already got that back in, so next job would be to get this one back in. But the stock needs all the help it can get. It's cracked through there, and you can see the crack running through there and there. There's a bit of a recoil lug that's supposed to go through there. That sits in there, and then there's a screw that runs through from the bottom into that, and that's kind of, and then the lug on the barrel runs in there, and then so the whole recoil is on the wrist right here. That's where the recoil is taking place, or the recoil absorption is taking place right here. screw there and screw there, and that's it. That's what holds the whole thing together. So what I'm going to be doing is, you do get some mild 6.5. They call it 6.5 Vetterli. The case is identical to 6.5 Carcano, and so that's 6.5 Carcano, and that is 30-06, just for scale. So they make these. There's a company that makes this ammo for the Carcanos, and then they make ammo that's like, Carcano is like 2,300 feet per second, and then there's a company that makes this at like 1950, and it's meant for this. So what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be putting back that wood in there, this piece, and then I will be doing a total bedding job. So instead of trying to repair those cracks, I'm going to be bedding this block in there so that I can fill up every nook and cranny with some acroglass and give this gun a fighting chance of staying together. I was really wishful thinking of the Italians to want to make this a smokeless rifle. So there's also a crack through there. I'm going to try and fill that up in there with acroglass before I do the bedding. Got the stock repaired, so I inserted those inserts in there with acroglass, and it was cracked through all the way through there. I acroglassed or glass bedded that tang in there to fill up that crack. That there's a recoil lug. I glass bedded that recoil lug in there with the acroglass, and then I got some, and it squished out the bottom there, so the crack ran to there. So I got that all done, and I got that crack squeezing through the top, coming out the bottom there. So it's as strong as it's ever been. Now this I just had to chisel out and make so that the trigger mechanism could fit back in there. And that side I just neatened it up around the edges, because kind of just like a glass bedding job. I actually did get some squish out on that crack. I drilled a little hole there so that I could pump it in there, and I actually got it to squish there, and I just worked that off. Got the Vetterli all assembled. I blackened up. This was wire wheeled, so I put some 2 or 3 rust cycles onto that just to get it blacker. Same with the barrel bands, they were all wire wheeled. I tried not to overdo it, try to keep it look as aged. I did nothing to the barrel. I just cooked the barrel and it came out very black. And then the stock, the owner didn't want anything done to the stock, so we just cleaned it up. That's really it. So I did nothing to the bolt, just cooked it off, and I put some rust cycles on the butt plate. Interesting the way the safety on this works. So the action works like a normal Carcano. Got the mag box, and there's the Vettel, the mag follower, and then you've got the loading clip that goes in there. So you get that to there, and then if I push this forward, bolt handle will drop onto the safety like that. And then when I'm ready to shoot, I'm going to lift the bolt, and it's going to cock the striker, and that will flick out on its own. And there you're ready to go. Safe. Interesting. This is the Vetterli ammo. So it says 6.5 Vetterli, but it is regular Carcano cases that's been downloaded to 2,000 feet per second. and there's no way of differentiating it on the actual round. It's head stamped 6.5 by 52. This is the bayonet for that rifle. So the original Vetterli had a longer bayonet, and you can see how this groove kind of runs out to the point, because this has been shortened for this. So they left the gun long, but they shortened the bayonet. It's really just out of interest. There you go, guys. I hope you found that interesting. Stay safe. We talk again. Cheers.